So look, here is exactly what I would do in order to turn my last $1,000 into $20,000 in 60 days. Now, since it's probably the first time you and I meet, why should you listen to me? My name is Fred and I'm an entrepreneur from a lower middle class background. I went from having only $400 to my name over 5 years ago to making upwards of $1,000 a day with my own consulting business. First, I want you to remove the limiting belief from your mind that for some reason it has to take an extremely long time for you to be able to see results and to start getting success. When you know exactly what you're doing and you're following a process that's proven to work, it removes all the guesswork. Now you can just focus on taking action, doing the work, and you don't have to figure everything out on your own. And when you do that, you get results much quicker than if you were to try and piece everything together yourself, because that takes months and even years. So the first thing I would do if I only had $1,000 left and I had to make $20,000 in the next 60 days would be to find a mentor who's got the sort of results I want to have and to go ahead and work with them. The reason it took me 10 years, from the moment I discovered you could actually make money from your laptop with a steady internet connection when I was 11 years old to the moment I had my first $1,000 a day in sales at 21, it's because I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I had no one to guide me, to mentor me, and to show me the way. So every time I'd make mistakes, and because I didn't know the things I didn't know, I couldn't get unstuck. And so I would stay stuck doing the same mistake over and over again for months, when I just thought, oh well, I'm working hard, I'm doing the right thing, so success is just a matter of time. Except the thing is, success is only a matter of time when you are working on the right thing. But if you've got no one to look at your situation objectively, to tell you what you're doing wrong and what you need to do instead, it doesn't matter how hard you work, because if you're doing the wrong thing, you won't get results. Warren Buffett said it himself. It doesn't matter how hard you row, it matters what boat you're in. It's like a lot of people, they want to make more money, but they're not even working on the right opportunity. I see plenty of people, they want to become successful. They want to make $10,000, $20,000 per month, but they go and they try to start a dropshipping business. Not only does dropshipping require you to waste $1,000 on ads just to test your products, so not even to make a profit, but on top of that, profit margins are extremely small, typically between 9% to 20%. So even if you somehow managed to make $10,000 in 30 days with a dropshipping business, so reselling AliExpress products on your own website, you would only get to keep $900 in profit up to $2,000 in profit, and that's before you even pay your corporate tax as a company. Typically in most countries, the average is going to be around 25%. So after you pay your corporate tax, you will be left with $675 up to $1,500. And remember, initially you made it $10,000. So after having been stuck for years, literally making no progress, having no idea what the hell I was supposed to do next, I finally admitted to myself, you know what, I just don't know everything. If I knew how to be successful, then I would be by now. So I was willing to put my ego aside and to seek the guidance of mentors who had the sort of results I wanted to have for myself. And so by working with mentors, I was able to get unstuck extremely quickly and to start seeing results very quickly. In fact, you will hear a lot of successful business owners, millionaires and billionaires, when they're giving a speech to an audience, typically one of the first things they do is to thank other people. Thank the people in their life who supported them. Thank their team who made this possible. And so you could think, oh well, it's just a bunch of platitude. But the truth is, no, it's not. Without the team, they would have never been able to accomplish these massive things. And I can tell you for a fact, without 3 main mentors I can think of right now, I would not be where I am today. I would have never been able to close $1,000 deals with complete strangers and to run a profitable consulting business. And to be honest with you, I don't even know if I would still be alive if it weren't for these 3 people. Now sometimes people will say, oh, but you can find everything for free on the internet. And while it's true that you can find lots of extremely valuable advice for free on the internet, I can tell you that the things I learned from working with these 3 mentors, I couldn't have found them for free on the internet. And how do I know? Because I tried to find those things for 10 years, but I still didn't. And I watched hundreds of videos on how to make money online and how to build a profitable business. And the people who come to me and tell me, well, you can find everything for free on the internet, guess what they all have in common? They're broke. They make no money. Genuinely. Successful people understand the importance of having a coach. Michael Jordan has a coach, so that should tell you something. Now to help you, I've recorded a free video in which I explain in detail exactly how I went from struggling financially, only having $400 in my bank account, to making upwards of $1,000 a day with my consulting business. I share with you everything I did step by step. That way, you can literally just copy me. Or if you're committed to starting your business and getting the guidance that you need so that you can finally become financially free, you can apply to book a free call with me or my team and we'll see if we can help you. All of the links will be in the description. Now I'll tell you straight up, if you want to make a lot of money doing something that you love, helping other people to solve painful problems, you need to start a consulting business. So what's a consulting business exactly? You're going to find a group of people who have a painful problem that they want to solve, and you're going to offer them a solution. Typically, you'll be able to charge around $500 up to $5,000 per customer, and sometimes it can even be higher than that. I know some offers which are $10,000, but it essentially depends on what you sell and who you sell it to. The advantage of this business model is that profit margins are extremely high, so meaning you would only need 2 or 3 customers to be able to replace the income that you make with your day job. If you tried a business model like dropshipping and you sold some kind of products for $50, not only are profit margins extremely small, 9 to 20% at most, but on top of that, you would need to convince hundreds of people to pay you every month, which is extremely difficult to do. What seems more realistic and more attainable in your opinion? Convincing 4 people to pay you $1,000 or $2,000, or having to convince 300 people to pay you $50? And you might think, well, it would be easier to convince more people to pay less, but actually that's not even true, because typically people who pay the lowest price, they're usually the most annoying customers, and you want to stay away from those, believe me. It's been my experience that people who don't pay, or people who pay very little, don't pay attention. People who pay a premium price are usually premium customers. They'll do the work, they'll show up on time, they won't waste your time, they won't constantly ask more and more and more for no reason. And on top of that, because you solve a painful problem for people, you genuinely help people to improve their lives for the better, and it's extremely gratifying. When I have people who come to me and they tell me, thanks to you, I've finally been able to make my own business successful, when for years I tried all those other business models and nothing worked. Like, to me it feels incredible knowing I've helped somebody to overcome the same painful problem I had a few years ago. I could be selling a different product in a different industry, but the reason why I help ambitious individuals to start a profitable online business so they can make $10,000 per month and quit their jobs, it's because I'm really passionate about it. That's what makes me want to jump out of bed in the morning. Now you may wonder, okay, that's great, but how am I going to help my customers exactly? Typically, you can do that in 3 different ways. The first way is to provide a service that you know how to deliver yourself. Some people, they come to me, they're very good at web design, so they can sell it as a service, because plenty of business owners, especially local business owners who are run by older people, they could heavily benefit from a brand new website. Now the other way to help your customers is to sell them a coaching offer. So to give you an example, if you wanted to help somebody to overcome an addiction, you can't overcome the addiction for them. You have to teach them how to do it so they can do it too. If you're a personal trainer, you can't lose the weight for somebody else. You have to show them how it's done and make sure they do it. That's it. And then the third way to help your customers is to sell services even if you don't know how to deliver those services yourself. So to give you an example, I had one student recently, he didn't know how to do paid ads on Facebook, yet he sold restaurants an offer to get them more booked tables using Facebook ads. And so the way he did that and the way he fulfilled that service was by leveraging remote contractors, and that worked. The restaurant saw significant growth in their monthly income because people were booking tables, and you would honestly be surprised to see how easy it is to get these local businesses a bit more business. But those are just examples. There's plenty of different services or coaching offers that you could sell to your niche. And you have to understand, solving painful problems for people is what gets you paid. It's not your passion or your age or your gender or which country you're from. The customer doesn't care about any of that. How many degrees you have. None of that is relevant to the customer. The customer only cares that you can help them to solve the painful problem that they have. That's it. If you can, some will definitely pay you a lot of money in order to get your help. Which is why I really want you to understand, you need to be able to make the distinction, to know the difference between real problems, real tangible obstacles that you encounter in your business, and imaginary obstacles that limit you, but they're not based on anything tangible. So to give you an example of what this would look like in practice, let's say you spoke to 40 people on a meeting. They were qualified, but nobody bought your product or your service. It's a real obstacle. It's something that actually happened. So now you need to figure out what went wrong so that you can close new meetings with potential customers. However, an imaginary obstacle would be thinking, oh well, I don't think anybody's gonna buy. I think everybody's gonna tell me it's too expensive. I'm too scared to pitch this offer. I think people are going to reject me. It's not based on anything that happened. It's based on what you think might happen. And every single time, it's based on a negative worry. So you mustn't let that hold you back. Do it, take action, get feedback, and then improve, iterate. That's how you move forward, and that's how you need to make decisions in business. For the longest time, I was held back by my own limiting beliefs and fears because I didn't believe in myself. So back in September of 2022, I had a done-for-you lead generation service for entrepreneurs. But for a while, I procrastinated working on that business because I was afraid to not get clients, because I was afraid to not book meetings. But then I was able to do that, and it proved me wrong. But I only wasted 7 months of my life because I held myself back because of the imaginary obstacles. So don't make the same same mistake, please. Now, how do you go about getting customers? You can do that in 3 different ways. You could go to paid advertising, but I highly discourage you from doing that if you're just getting started, because you will most likely need $5,000 to $10,000 to test your ads. So if you can't afford that, I highly suggest you use 3 methods to get customers first. And there are typically 2 methods to do that. You can do outreach, it can be manual or automated, but you basically reach out to your ideal potential customers on social media. Now, since plenty of people are doing that, you need to be doing it the right way. If you're not following the right strategy, you won't get results because you won't be able to stand out among the other competitors. And the other way is to make free valuable content on social media to attract your ideal customers to you. And that's extremely powerful because when people come to you as opposed to you coming to them, it puts you in the authority position. To give you an example, if somebody goes to the dealership to buy a car, they're a lot more likely to buy a car as opposed to if you went outside in the street and tried to sell somebody a car. Most likely you would face a lot of rejection before somebody actually says yes. And the advantage of making content is that it's a one-to-many approach. So what this means is that I could make a video, it could reach 200 people, 300 people, 1,000 people, 10,000 people. Whereas if I reach out to a potential customer, let's say on LinkedIn, one message is one message. It won't turn into 10,000. So if I wanted to reach out to 10,000 people, I would have to send 10,000 messages. But it doesn't take 10,000 videos to reach 10,000 people. Now look, it's time you make a choice. You can keep watching YouTube videos on how to make money online, but doing that won't make you more money. Or if you're committed to starting your business so you can become financially free, finally quit that job that you hate and live life on your own terms, you can check out the free resources in the description below or directly apply to book a free call with me or my team and we'll see if we can help you. That being said, if you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, share it with a friend. And together, let's blow up this YouTube channel to empower ambitious individuals across the globe to become financially free.